Hi, I hope that you're doing well. My name is Adrian. Welcome to my channel. I made this video to explain to you what tarot is really all about. I've had obviously had a lot of people that were asking me through the years, what is tarot? How does it work? What is the real thing about it? So tarot is a divinatory tool. And what that means is that it's a way in which the universe can communicate to us. So if you imagine that the universe is able to somehow send you an email or a text message or a letter, tarot would be the way through which it would be sending that message to us. And the way that that works is that, when you pray or you ask or whatever it is that you do, tarot speaks back to you. Okay, now just a very brief little bit of history about tarot. First and foremost, whilst we know a lot about tarot, there's a lot of it that's locked up in a lot of mystery that we do not know. Okay, so we do know that it has influences in great ancient Egypt, certain parts in the Middle East, and then it's believed when, a lot of people were brought over to Europe as slaves. That is how the information came with them. At some point in time, tarot was all the rage in Europe, which is really, really fantastic. But then again, we have got some written claims that goes back to 10th century in China with tarot. So the simple truth of the matter is there is a lot about tarot that we do not know, but there is also a lot that we do know. And the one thing that we do know, I personally have been doing tarot since 2001. It is a wonderful way of receiving clear guidance from the universe. It's not yes or no. Nothing in life is yes or no. Tarot is not evil. It's not from the devil. It can't ruin your life. It is a simple way through which we can receive communication from the universe. Same as many other things. Oracle cards, throwing the bones, seeing images in the smoke. All those type of things really. Tarot is one of many. Now, the tarot deck that we mostly know these days, it's a little bit worn, but I use this one for all my coaching, which I really, really love because it's a magical way in which I came about it. It's called the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which has been the official international tarot deck since 1910. A gentleman called, what's his full name? Edward Arthur Waite. He had a publishing house and he decided, let's print these tarot decks. Now, the story of the Rider-Waite tarot deck is quite interesting because, at a point, there were obviously many sort of different versions of tarot, and there were questions about which is sort of like the real tarot deck, and there were just a lot of discrepancies going about. And so Edward decided, this is what we're going to put forward. This is what most people agree upon. And all the many different sort of variances you see, fairy, oracles, angels, trees, flowers, whatever. Once you understand the Rider-Waite tarot deck, you can use any of those readings for anything. So if something says that it's a romance deck, you can also use that for finance, because if you understand what the energy is that the card pertains specifically. All right. But tarot is a wonderful way of receiving guidance in this world. Now, just to give you a breakdown, there's 78 cards in total. You've got 22 cards, which consist of the major arcana. That is, if you want to call it, the story of life. It's from the moment before you incarnate into this world all the way until you're done with it. But, it obviously doesn't mean that the tarot sort of like predicts your death or something like that, because it's all about energy, where it looks at where are you within the perfect path that you decided to embark upon when you chose to be a soul having a human being experience. Okay, and then we have got the 56 56 other cards. We've got the suits. So you've got wands, you have cups, you have swords, and you have pentacles. All right, and that is, wands is about your inner relationship with yourself, your inside world, who you are. Cups is about the mirror reflection, how the inside world of who you are directly impacts on the mirror reflection that life is impacting back to you. The people in your life, the circumstances in your life, the experiences in your life. Swords is about the decisions that we make. So whereas Wands is more about the heart, Swords is more about the mind and the logic. Okay? It does also go with all the sort of different zodiac signs and earth signs and all those type of things, but I'm not going to go into all of that with you at this particular point, maybe in a different video, all right? And then obviously you have Pentacles, which is about manifestations and the things we go through to get what we want to have. So Wands will be emotions. Oh, I mean, since I mentioned, I can just well do it. So Wands is about emotions, which is more about the earth signs, which is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So what's happening in the soil? What's happening in the ground? What's happening in the sea? Okay? And then you get Cups, which is the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This is now, everything's happening in the seed. Now the seed has grown. Now the seed is coming out. Now the plant is there. Now it's flowering. All right? So basically our interaction and relation with others. Swords is our decisions, it's our emotions, it is the air signs, Aquarius, Gemini and Libra, sorry. And this is when the farmer, you know, or whoever sees, they planted their flowers, they planted their seeds, they planted their vegetables, their fruit, whatever. It's grown, so what are you going to do with it now? You're going to pick it up, it's going to be grapes for wine, it's going to be grapes for your fruit table, whatever. And then finally we've got Pentacles, which is about the fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And those are basically, well, now that you've picked the fruit or the flowers or the grapes or the vegetables or whatever, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to dry it? Are you going to cook it? What are you going to do with it? So with tarot, it looks at what is our energetic story at this particular point in time. And then based from that story, it gives us guidance energetically where we are at and where we are going. Okay? The wonderful thing about tarot is that when you think of the alphabet, when you think of the normal Western English alphabet, it's got 26 letters. And from the 26 letters, we've got all the writing in the world. Now, tarot has got 78 cards. There is 3 times more, or a 3 times larger alphabet, so to speak, than the English Western alphabet. So it only makes sense that when you read tarot, it can actually tell you so much more than, you know, just the normal sort of written word can. So thank you for your time, thank you for your energy, thank you for your love and your light. I'll see you next time on another one of my videos or personal reading or whatever it is that resonates with you. Namaste, love and light.